How about now? Can y'all hear us now? I was trying to use my computer mic, but it didn't want to register it. So.
Yeah, they want to register it.
Say hey, Evelyn.
Hey, Evelyn.
Say hey, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
Say how were your classes?
How were your classes?
She says she can hear. They can hear us now. Okay. I was trying to use my computer instead of using the headphones, but it wants to be difficult. So I told her she could go on since we got plans today. Are you just laying on me? So how was everyone's classes? I only had 5 days. No, yeah, 5. 6 more classes and you'll teach 5 tonight. Wow. Thank you, Kelly. She is cute and she is a diva and she is a mess. So we had a busy day yesterday. We got stuff we got to go do today. Sounds good, Evelyn. Yeah, I finished my feedback a few minutes ago, I think. I'll double check. I have a student who, with a tutor group, who tried to make me a Sudoku at the end of class. So he drew out the boxes for the Sudoku and we were trying to solve it and we couldn't solve it correctly. So he was upset about that. So I got to find a Sudoku to do with him next time. Yes, Evelyn, I agree. She and Esther would be friends. She would love it, wouldn't you? You'd love to play with
There's a lot of
Esther?
Evelyn pictures.
There is. She can see the chat box.
And,
Kelly, you have 5 too? Good.
And there's Kelly pictures.
Yes, and there's Kelly pictures. You see them? You see our friends?
3.
3. Yeah, there's 3 Kelly pictures. You gonna count how many times they comment? I had 3 with VIP Kid today, 2 with iTutor Group. I do less on Mondays and Fridays with iTutor Group than the rest of the week. Why are you being so silly? You're not even really on camera. Here, switch sides with me. Ooh, let's see. Okay, there we go. All right, so Kelly, you asked me to do the tags the other day. I think I saved the picture so I could do them. Oh, no, I didn't save it on a picture. I saved it on here. So, Kieran, I'm going to answer some questions. Let's see. Okay, so how long have I been a teacher? I have been a teacher, technically, I started teaching when I was in high school, so 2001. I did work with children and groups there. Graduated college in 2006, but I was working as a teacher and a daycare teacher while I was in college. So 2001-ish. I started way back then. You gotta hold up to the camera. She's trying to show you her seal. Funny thing about that seal. I had a student the other day. And we were talking about what can you grip with your teeth? And he said nothing. And I said, are you sure? And he just started dying laughing because I put the little end of the seal in my mouth and I was showing him how you can grip with your teeth. He said, okay, well, maybe food. He's one of my teenagers. He's 15. I like working with the teenagers. They're fun, though.
He said maybe food?
Yeah, he's like, no, you can grip food because he was talking about. I said, well, babies grip toys. And he said, well, yeah. He goes, I'm not a baby. I'm like, well, I know. It's so funny. How did I find out about VIP Kid? So I'm going through the questions that Kelly asked me to go through. I'm a VIP Kid teacher. I found out about VIP Kid through, so interestingly enough, I was flipping channels and Spectrum acts really funny sometimes when you first turn it on. And so instead of waiting on it, I was pressing the down button and it actually changed channels. And I ended up on the 700 Club. And they were talking about a VIP Kid teacher was on the 700 Club talking about how much of a blessing it had been to her family and how she worked from home and all that. And at the time, I was finishing my master's degree. We had moved up here last year. I wasn't done with my master's degree. My teaching certificate had expired, so I needed to find some work to do. And then I was trying to finish them out with school, finish my master's, and it just came along at the right time. So that's how I found out about it. Would you quit? What was my first class like? I was really nervous. I think my first class, if I'm right, was a short notice class. I immediately jumped in with short notice open, and I think I had like an hour's notice. So I was nervous. I know I've never gone back and watched it, I'm afraid. But I'm sure that I was a complete hot mess. I probably went strictly by the script, no extra things, no extra questions. I don't even remember. Oh, I had a reward of a feed the monster thing. So I had little food printed out and a monster on my wall. And I put the food on there, but it was hard to hold it up to the camera. I didn't have my camera that I have now, my computer that I have now. Hi, Tasha. Say hi to Tasha.
Hi, Tasha.
Tasha, this is Keena, my daughter. She's helping me out today. So yeah, my first class was very, very, very rough. Right, there you go. She's trying to show you. She doesn't understand where the whole camera is. So let's see. What is my typical morning routine like? Okay. I stop. You're shaking the whole camera. You're gonna make them sick. So my typical morning routine is every morning, irregardless, my alarm clock, I have a big alarm in my room. It goes off at 5. That brings me into the world enough to know that I have to teach at some point. Now, if I have a 5 o'clock class, I run it back to 4:30. But yeah, it always goes off at 5. And then my cell phone is set for 15 minutes after. Well, if I have to get up at for a 6 o'clock class, my cell phone goes off at 5:30 and 5:45. What, baby?
Look, there's another hole.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. She's talking about my table. My table is a card table, and so there's lots of holes in it. It's the kids use it and play on it and pick at it. So I always get up I wake up 15 minutes before my class. 30 minutes is when I start kind of waking up. And then 15 minutes I get out of bed, use the bathroom. I had been putting my contacts in after my 2 apple the other day with how tired I looked, and my contacts were part of the reason I was having so many issues and couldn't keep my eyes open. Yeah, after that, I have started teaching at least my first class without my contacts in. Sometimes I throw my ugly, bent, broken glasses on. With VIP Kid, I can actually read the slides without glasses, just like maybe leaning in occasionally. So I will actually teach without anything. And it's helped. Like the rest of this week's been a whole lot better, and my eyes have been a lot more open when I didn't have that. Also, before I teach, I always put in eye drops. Either these, which help just to make me look more awake, or these, which lubricate my contacts. And then I always put my lipstick on. So I have like 6 lipsticks on my desk. I just grab one, whichever one I feel like that morning. I do not do props. While I wake up and use the bathroom, I will sometimes look over my lesson. Sometimes I won't. I've kind of stopped doing that. I will occasionally if it's new to me or a new level. I pull up my reward while I have some rewards that I keep pulled up at all times because I do Google Slides. So some rewards like funny animals, I keep them pulled up. Or right now I have like autumn cats and autumn pups and Halloween cats and Halloween dogs. So I have those pulled up all the time. If it's a student, like I had a student earlier who, what? Well, you can make funny faces in a minute, okay?
One more thing you have to tell them?
Yeah, a few more things, but yes. You can't be behind. If you're going to be behind, you have to go. If you want to be nice, you can stay here with me, okay? Okay. Anyway, so I have a student who I'm trying to figure out what he likes. He started with me with L1. Apparently, Mom's never left me feedback. I've asked repeatedly what he likes. So I've kind of just guessed what he liked based on what he sometimes brings to class. Hi, Morgan. Say hi, Morgan.
Hi, Morgan.
Say hi. Over here. Morgan's daughter was doing Lingo Bus this morning, I think.
Lingo bus?
Yeah, remember when Kieran took the Chinese class at trial? I think that's what she was doing. Her daughter was doing. You would probably do it like it better than he did. He liked it, but he was kind of just, if he did it, he did it. And if he didn't, he didn't. And we couldn't afford it at the time.
There's a lot of faces of her in.
There is. Yeah, they're commenting. You're just seeing them comment, silly. So anyway, I have gone trial and error with Vince to figure out what he likes. Mom will. Morgan, this is Keena. Keena is 4 years old. I have another child, but he's hiding in his room. Really? Ew. Come here. Come say hi to people. This is my son. This is Kieran. Say hi, Kieran.
Hi. He wears glasses all the time.
Yes, he has to wear glasses all the time.
He has to sleep with glasses on.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all could hear him. He walked out of his bedroom burping. That's why I said ew. He just had hot chocolate. I was later going today because, one, I almost forgot, but two, he had a test he had to finish taking. He doesn't do school on Friday unless he fails a test. And so we had to go over fractions today. So, okay, what is my favorite teacher wardrobe? So I always either have leggings or pajama pants on. Shirts, I got this one. I was wearing a Clemson shirt for a while, which is yellow, but I was wearing Clemson.
Wait, Mommy, wait.
What, sweetheart?
I got something else to show them.
Well, hold on a minute. You can show them. What do you want to show them?
I think that one more, this last thing I gave you.
Oh, okay. Well, you get down and get it real quick while I tell them about the shirt. So the Happy Place Facebook group, they did a thing where you could buy these, and the money goes to the partly to the cost of the shirt, partly to doing more giveaways in the group. So I got this one that I wear every day when I teach. When I switch companies, I have to switch to a red shirt, an ugly red polo shirt. So you can get up here and show her. You can show them all. No, not the high. Right there. She let me have her bird. She's trying to show you her bird. So, am I a brick and mortar teacher? I was. I am not anymore. I am full-time online. I did not want to go back and work. I don't like the area I live in, schools. I did not want to put Keena in daycare or school. My son used to get bullied, so I didn't want to put him in school either. So I work about 40 to 42 hours a week. And yeah. So I work about 40 to 42-ish hours a week. And it works for us. And then I do referrals with a tutor group, and that makes extra money. So that's kind of my bonus. You know, we need something extra. Oh, goodness, Evelyn. Glad it was working again. I didn't know it was messed up. It wasn't showing on this end that there was an error. Favorite lesson to teach? I don't have one. I like teaching. Tasha, I work for, majority of the time I work for VIP Kid and iTutor Group, so 2 companies. I also work for GoGo Kid. I get about a class a week with them. I've started switching out my schedule a little bit so I can do a little bit more with them. Just on Sunday mornings. My Sunday mornings, okay, good, Kelly, thank you. I'm glad you heard me the whole time. My Sunday mornings, I really don't like to open a ton of slots. So what I've decided is I'm going to open my normal iTutor slots, which I have mandatory hours. I've made 2 mandatory hours. There is a lot of Kelly. There's a lot of people, period. Those are Morgans. See, those are Morgan. You haven't seen Teacher Morgan much.
There's a lot of Morgan.
Yeah. She's looking at y'all's pictures in the chat box. Marianne, say good morning, Marianne.
Good morning, Marianne.
My co-host for the day. Stop. I told you don't shake the computer. It shakes the whole camera. Okay. So I don't really have a favorite lesson or even a least favorite lesson. Some lessons are more fun than others. Some lessons are, it also depends on the student. Any lesson can be fun. Any lesson can be boring based on the student. And yes, I know you have to make it fun, but sometimes it's really hard when the student's really just. I have one student who he didn't book me like all summer. He didn't book me all summer. He is very dry. He comes to class at least 5 to 7 minutes late every day. I have him 3 times a week right now. He's back on my schedule. Sorry. He's back on my schedule now. But he's one of those, I just want to do the lesson. Don't ask me questions. He will actually cut his camera off if you ask him a question that he doesn't want to answer. And I'm not talking about personal questions. I'm talking about just questions in general. He does better with me than other teachers. Other teachers have said the same thing in teacher-to-teacher feedback, that he will just leave whenever they ask him extension questions. He's level 4 now. I've been with him all through level 3 and now to 4. And he's about almost halfway through level 4. He could not carry on a conversation with someone in English, no matter how much I have tried to work with him. He literally only wants to come to class, do his lesson, and leave. So he makes it hard to be excited. He makes you feel like you're dragging, no matter what you do. He doesn't want rewards. I've tried everything with him. He used to would tolerate them, and then after a while, I just gave up. He did not want rewards. He doesn't really care about the stars. They never gave me feedback. I just assume I'm doing it right because they book me 3 times a week. So he's one of the ones where it's more the student than the lessons that is like, oh, yay, Marianne and Heather got their level 4 certification. Yay. Well, I will send Jason your way. No, just kidding. I like Jason. I actually do like him. The more I've gotten to learn his habits, it made classes easier with. Please stop shaking the camera. Look what you're doing. Stop shaking the camera, please, or you're going to have to get down and go to your room. Do you hear me? Morgan, I like level 4. Actually, I had a level 5 this morning, and I really enjoyed it. Even though it was stranger danger, I enjoyed it too. I have 1 through 7. I have all of them. I'm trying to go through the questions. It's just not going well. What is something I wish I known about VIPK before starting? Okay, so see, before I started, while I was waiting, I had like 2 weeks before I got any bookings. I literally went through I joined a bunch of Facebook pages, and I went through and read a lot of things. So I think the one thing I wish I had known was to be myself. I tried to watch some different people's stuff, and I tried to be someone I'm not. I can go from really high energy and really excited with younger kids to really calm and really laid back. Always been my personality. I'm always adaptable to a situation with children. But when I first started, I tried to overdo it and not be myself and be natural. And so, yes, I wish I had known just to be myself. If I had done that, I probably would have gotten the level 1 immediately versus having to work and get it and teach 100 classes. I think I'd teach 100 classes first. Because that's actually like where I shine is with the low kids. If you went and watched the 5 classes I taught today, I taught a level 1 through level 5. I literally taught all the levels through there. I had 5 lessons today, and each one was a different level. If you saw the different classes, you would not think it was the same teacher between each one. Like my first class today, she is level 1. She is only in unit. All right, help me out. Whichever unit's New Zealand. Morgan, which unit's New Zealand? I've been with her since unit 1. Why don't you go play for a few minutes and you can come back and tell them bye in a few minutes? We're talking about work stuff. 4. Okay, so I've been with her through all 4 units so far.
You said
Oh, 3. Okay. Well, see, I told you, girl, it's still my stuff. So I'm going to talk. Okay, so she is in unit 3 of level 1. From the first one, you're good. You knew better than I did. I knew y'all would remember better than I would. Well, you get the idea. She's not very far into lessons. She is about Keena's age. She's about 4, maybe 5, maybe. And, but she is the type where she catches on really, really quick. So I have to extend with her but in ways that she understands. So one of the ways we extend with name, for instance, I'll go into class and we always say, hey, and how are you, and all that. And I'll go, hey, Meg. And she'll go, no. And she'll get this look on her face. Oh, hey, Mike. No. UN. Her name is UN. And she'll just start saying, UN. But she thinks it's hilarious. Like, she is dying laughing because I keep getting her name wrong. And at the end of class, like, I'll make sure I save her 5th star for the end. And I'll be like, okay, you got 4 stars today. And she's like, I won't say it all the way like that. I'll be like, look, 1, 2, 3, 4 stars. She'll go, no, 5. And so we play around. I'm like, no, 4. And she's like, no, 5. And so she's the type where she likes that engages her. And so we can get through the material that way and have fun. I literally laughed the whole class today with her, and she does too. And Mom's always in the room, but Mom never says anything unless she needs help. I showed her a picture earlier of, there were 2 cats, and they had leaves around their head that looked like lion manes. And I said, lions. And she goes, no. And she looked at Mom, and she goes, and Mom goes, cat. And she goes, no, cat. So that's the extension I do with her. She may not know the word yet, but she knows what it's not. So that's the way we extend with her. And she's a lot of fun. She's like one of my favorite students right now. She has such a wonderful, bubbly personality. But she will go from bubbly to like really serious, and it's so funny. It is, Marianne. I laughed the whole 25 minutes. That's a great class to wake up to. I love when I have her in the mornings. I wake all the way up then. Number 1 tip. No, Morgan, you can't have UN. You cannot have her. She is my favorite. She takes other classes, I think, with other people because she can't always get on my schedule fully. Although I think she's early enough I actually have open every day. But no, you can't have her. You can try her out, but you really have to play around with her. And I guess because I've had so many classes with her, I don't know how many I've had. But at this point, it's just we've built up such a rapport that we can play around in class. Let's see, how many classes have I had with her? Okay, so she's had 21 classes, and I've taught her 13 of them. So see, I have not had her the whole, like, for everything. I do have her 3 more times this month, though. She is, if I have a chance, I want to go back in and record a couple of clips, and I may put it on my YouTube channels. But she is, I'm always willing to share my children, but she's one of my favorites. I have a few favorites that just really make your day. And she's definitely one of them. Last question? Yeah, last question. What is my number 1 tip for new teachers? Just what I said I wish I'd known. Be yourself. One thing I have found with VIP Kid, with iTutor Group, rewards are not the most important thing. It took me a while to figure that out. Rewards are not the most important thing. It is about engagement, which I knew that was important, but I thought we needed to keep their attention with rewards. I literally will go through classes without using a single reward. Even with UN with level 1, sometimes she doesn't like my reward, and so she'll just tell me no, that she doesn't want to do it. Okay. So we'll just skip it, and we'll just do stars, and we'll do, funny faces with each other. We'll do the AR stickers sometimes. And she'll tell you, you'll put one on her, and she'll say no, meaning that she doesn't want that one. And she'll tell you what she wants. She didn't, like I said, she didn't know the word for cat yet until today. She figured it out. But she would meow at me, and she always wears cat ears to class. Always wears cat ears to class. But something else I've learned through VIP Kid especially, and even with that tutor group, is so I use Manicam, and I have an overlay that just says, welcome, class will start soon. I always click the start class button at least a minute, if not a minute and a half too. I have my mic muted. I have my camera covered, but it gives me the chance to see, and sometimes that's when I'll see a reward idea, or I'll see something they like. With our tutor group, David, the one I was talking about earlier who made the Sudoku for me, he or he tried to. It didn't work out. But he was singing a song every day before class started. And a few of the words in it, English, but I couldn't pick up what song it was. Like, it's one of those ones where you knew you heard it, but you couldn't figure it out. And it finally clicked with me one day what song it was. So before class that day, I undid my mic and I turned my phone on playing the song, and best class ever. Like, he was like, oh, like he was singing and dancing along to it. It was so funny. But anyway, it's all about connecting with your students. And once you do that, and that's something I would tell any teacher, once you do that, it's easy. It's not about, English comes easier once they're connected. Would you stop moving the camera? Every time you hit the table, it moves the camera, sweetheart. You're just going to make them sick. They're going to be watching it go and moving around. It's going to make them sick. What do you need to tell them? Because I've told them everything I'm going to have to tell them. Yes, exactly, Marian. Connecting to them and adapting to what they need, which is what I do. Like I said, higher level students, I tend to be more serious, and I'll throw in a joke or two and get some laughs that way. Lower level students, I try to be more upbeat and outgoing. Now, I have one low level student who's very serious, Nick. And Nick's mom actually found me on, asked for my WeChat and everything. Like, we're connected on there because he took off the whole summer. And he will find a way. She will do any classes to get him on my schedule. Because he does like usually a lot of short notice or last minute classes. So she'll do anything to get him on my schedule. But he's level 1. I don't think he's level 2 yet. He might be level 2 yet now, but he was real low level. And he's very serious. If dad comes in the room, grandpa, whoever, he will shh. He will shh and send them away. He goes, no, no, no. He'll look and go, shh, lao shi, lao shi. And he will send them away and tell them that he's with his teacher. So he's one of the ones where, you don't need a parent. Like, I think the first lesson or two, dad sat in the room. And after that, he's always just taking classes by himself. He really loves learning. But yeah, Marian, I'm the same way. I have yet to teach a lesson the same way twice. I adapt to the students. I adapt to what I need to. And that's what makes it fun. Who wants to do the same thing over and over and over again? Right? What are you trying to do? Show them your teeth? You have teeth. You show them your chapped lips? We were gone yesterday for a while, and somebody didn't want anything to eat before we left, and or drink. And so by the time we ate and drank, she ended up having chapped lips because she had got dehydrated. I told her to eat before we left. I ended up taking longer than I thought, so we had to stop and get food yesterday. That was funny. We were walking in the mall, and I was going to Children's Place to buy some little new, soon-to-be new baby a present. And y'all can guess who on there. And so we were walking in the mall, and we were walking to Chick-fil-A. The kids wanted Chick-fil-A. And this guy's like, free sample? And I was like, okay. And I tried it, and it was my favorite teriyaki chicken, Japanese teriyaki chicken. So I was like, y'all can have Chick-fil-A. I'm getting Japanese. But then people started talking, and they were speaking, I swear they were speaking Spanish. I know it wasn't Japanese. I've heard Japanese, obviously. And because I actually have some Japanese students I teach with iTutor. And I was like, okay. I could care less. It was still really good. They gave me the fried rice, mixed vegetables, and white sauce. And oh my God, I ate almost all of it. And they ate all. But this is my child never eats. And she ate all but one chicken nugget and all but like 3 fries. So she was hungry. Quit licking your lips. That's why they're red and chapped. What do you want to tell them? Don't fall off me. What do you want to tell them?
I just wanted to tell them goodbye.
Oh, you just well, it's not quite time to go. We're gonna go in a couple more minutes though. Okay. So I had a what would you do situation the other day with iTutor Group, which remember iTutor Group is different in the way they handle things. Like we don't have firemen, we have IT. Yeah, exactly, Marianne. It is the whole idea behind scaffolding. You work where the student needs you. And that's what I've always done. Like I said, I've taught 5th grade, 2nd grade. 4K, 2-year-olds. Worked in the after-school classroom. I've taught adults, not just online. I'm talking about in person. All prior to all this. So yeah, I've always been. I adapt to the situation. So, all right. So I had tutor group is different from VIP Kid in that, if the student cancels the lesson, even short notice, you don't get paid. It's better to them just to not show up. That way you get paid. And some of them will do that so they can keep their spot with you. But the lessons don't reset. They'll just keep going. So another thing that I've had parents do, I've had 2 different parents do it now. The parent will take the lesson for the child. The child's not home, child had to stay after school or for whatever reason, and they don't want to lose the money. They don't want to lose the lesson because they can watch the playback there as well. So would you teach the adult? Keep in mind that there's no one to call to say we need to cancel the class, because if they cancel it or we cancel it at iTutor, we don't get paid. Okay? So, do you teach it? What would you do? I'll give y'all a moment to think. What do you think they would do? Would you teach it? Go? You teach it? You teach the adult? No? Okay. Okay, Marianne, so you teach it, okay? All right, so I've had it happen twice with iTutor. And the first time was with a father. He said he just asked me, he actually used his little, yeah, exactly, Kelly. You want the paycheck, exactly. He used a translator to tell me that his daughter wasn't home and that she could watch the video. So I started teaching it without him because he was on a phone, and he came back in and he took the lesson with me. The funniest part with him was because he was lower level than his child. He was level 1. She was level like 3 or 4. He finally figured out what pants were, and he stood up and pointed to his pants because it dawned on him that he had pants on, and he figured out what pants were. And that was like the best moment ever when you're teaching, is when they realize and it clicks and it blows their mind, you know? So same thing happened yesterday. I had mom come in and say that Peter wasn't home. He had to stay at school. That he's very busy. And she said, "You teach me?" And I said, "Okay." Because I'm like you, Kelly. I'm like you, Marianne. Yeah, I'll teach. I want the paycheck. The funny part is that they have the camera on. The adults have the camera on. Like, I would expect them to cut it off. But they had it on both times. And so we were the whole lesson with mom. And we were talking about weather and like cool, humid, hot. And so she asked me, the picture was humid. And in the picture, it has the sun really, really low to the ground, like really close, like bigger and closer. And the woman is like sweating, and like you could tell she's just miserable. And so the word was humid, and she had said hot, and she goes, I not know humid. And so I was explaining to her, it's when you're like sweaty and sticky and it's miserable. And she goes, "Oh, yuck. Yuck." I have a thing on Manicam where I can't reach it because my daughter's on that side, where it's like looks like you're melting. Yeah, so they're melting, and it looks like sweat, like pouring. I might be able to pull it up. You gonna let me reach over you, Kina? Let's see. MELT. Yeah, this one. Okay, so this is what I pulled up. And when I showed her this, she goes, "Oh, ew, humid." So it clicked with her what, when you're humid, it's humid, you're sweating, and it's gross. At least that's how they have us describe it in the lesson. I think of humid more as you can't sweat, but that's how they have us describe it in the lesson. So yeah, that was funny too. She caught on to what humid was. But it's always fun for them to It's always fun for them to figure out the word and understand it. All right, so Marianne says she has several 3-year-olds. Sometimes they are too sleepy to participate. Sorry about that. Microsoft's trying to keep notifying me of something stupid. Too sleepy to participate, and so you teach the lesson like normal. The parents there, they can watch out later. Yeah, and I've done that before too. I will finish teaching a lesson if I need to a parent, to a student. I've had students fall asleep on me and everything, and I'll just finish out the lesson. But yeah, I'm all for teaching to adults if they would like me to. Now, if it was with VIP Kid, if it was a trial lesson and an adult came on, I would probably call the fireman just to check with them. But as if for just a regular student, I'll teach. I don't care. I don't blame them for not wanting to use the cancellation or waste the payment. So I teach. And like I said, with iTutor group, there is no, if they cancel or you cancel. Okay, so let's say I had contacted them. One, they would have said, "Why are you contacting us?" And they would actually say that. They're kind of rude, because they don't understand the whole. It's not their first English isn't their first language, and so if I had gone out of the classroom, then it would switch me to another teacher. So another teacher would have gotten my class and the pay, and then I would have gotten in trouble. So yeah, our tutor group's a little different in that respect. So I teach. You're there, someone's there, I teach. Would I have rather her not shown up and me just had a break there? Yes, of course. But if she's there, I'm gonna teach. I don't care. And she was so cooperative. There's Heather. Say, hey, Heather.
Hey, Heather.
She said she's sorry she's late. Say it's okay. Say we were just chatting about I told about my experience with as a VIP Kid teacher a little bit.
Mommy,
how I got started. What, baby?
A lot of your friends are showing up.
They are showing up. Heather said, hey, pretty girl. You're just giggling. You handle compliments like your mom.
Mommy, let me tell you something.
What you guys to tell me?
There's
a lot of people.
There's 2 Evelyn pictures.
No, those aren't Evelyn. That's Heather. It's hard to see because it's really small. That's Heather, and that's Heather. That's Kelly, Heather, and Marianne.
It's 3 Heather.
Yeah. She just got here and she was talking. Mm-hmm. So yeah. I would teach. I taught and finished the lesson. And then at the end of class, she asked me for my contact information. And I had to tell her with a tutor group, you can't give out your contact information. You can't give out your WeChat. If you do connect with them outside of the company, you will get fired. That's automatic grounds for termination. I need my job. I really liked her. If it had been with VIP Kid, I would have thrown up my WeChat symbol. I have it on a picture on Manicam. I would have thrown it up and let her connect with me. I tutor group. I put on there that I will lose my job if I gave it to her. And I apologized. She was wanting to actually, and I'm kind of glad I did too, because she was wanting to have I guess face-to-face on WeChat and me teach her. She wants to learn English, but she doesn't want to pay for it. So, Heather, congrats on getting level 4. Yay! I was telling about one of my level 4 students earlier. I've taught him countless times, and he's so drab. I love him, but he's so drab.
Mama, you said one more thing to tell them.
This is, Keena, one more thing's not one more thing. That's just not how it works. Keena just woke up before class. She hasn't eaten anything. Yeah, I've taught Jason 57 times out of 176 classes. And he's always, he doesn't want rewards. He doesn't want, he's my drab student. My very serious student. She stayed up till, I don't know, I fell asleep at 1:30. She stayed up past that last night before she finally crashed out. I did not let her sleep in this morning, because if you let her sleep in, she'll be even later going to bed tonight. And I think Steven's coming home tonight. I don't know. They had a job site they were trying to finish, so I don't know if he's coming home tonight or tomorrow. He hadn't told me. Do what? The teacher and founder of an ESL company that were arrested in China. No, Heather, what happened? Or do you want to go live and tell us? I can get off here and you can go live. So you can tell us about it? What happened? What ESL company? There are so many trying to start up. Don't wipe your nose on your shirt.
I was about to.
Oh. Bless you. She's trying not to sneeze on me. She's her mama's big baby. Oh, accuse him of illegally bringing people to America. Interesting.
Can you get down now?
Yes, you can get down. I told you that earlier. You counted 55 ESL companies so far. Golly, Marianne. That's crazy. Oh, they're false accusations. Huh. That's still. If they're arrested in China, it doesn't matter if they're false accusations or not. They're done for. Y'all excuse me, I'm gonna drink a little of my hot chocolate. My son asked me when he was doing his math test earlier if I could make some hot chocolate. Oh, there's a crackdown on foreign teachers in China. That's understandable though. There's just too many people. Oh, I know what was one thing about it. So there was a question, American teacher being detained in China. Wow. Yeah, Kelly, I'm thankful for our freedom too. So there was a question that was asked. Apparently it's asked it's in one of our lessons with our tutor group, one of the adult lessons. And it said that, okay, your house is on fire. This is if you were the man. Your house is on fire. Your wife and your girlfriend and your mother are in the house. You can only save one. Which one would you save? So what do y'all think? Would the man say he'd save his girlfriend or his wife? His girlfriend or his mother, not wife, sorry. China Horizons. I hadn't heard of that one. There's so many companies. All right, so house is on fire. Man can only save his girlfriend or his mother. Which one would he save? His mom or his girlfriend? Give y'all a minute. What do you think? Okay, so Heather thinks girlfriend. Marianne thinks mom. All right. Kelly, what do you think? You're on here still. And whoever else is on here. All right, Kelly thinks girlfriend. Anybody else? I think it's only 3 of y'all talking with me right now. Anybody else? No? Okay, well, only Marianne got it right. You have an explanation for it too? Well, he's already saved himself, Marianne. He is going to save his mom. It is all about family over there. This actually is a test question, I think for college or for his lawyer or whatever. Anyway, if they don't get this question wrong, they fail. They fail the test. I have to watch the video again. I watched the video on it yesterday, but he would save his mom because the parents do not have, of course, this is from the perspective of a Chinese citizen, yes. The answer would not be different if it was his wife. It would still be his mom because family is so important to them. They asked it both ways. They actually had the situation in the thing. Yes, Heather, from the perspective of the man. He has to decide which one he's going to save. And he's supposed to save his mom because over there they do not have Social Security. They do not have, all the things that take care of us. It's his job to take care of his mother. He can always find another woman. He can always find another girlfriend, another wife to have kids with. Kelly, we see your wife as your family. Yeah, I know, right, Marianne? Heather failed because she wasn't listening. We see our spouse as our family. Over there, their actual blood family is more important. And his girlfriend would expect him to save his wife. his mom. You're doing 6 things at once. I understand. I can't get it out right anyway. He is expected to save his mom because his mom is who he is supposed to take care of. That's his job, to take care of his mom. She worked, she raised him now, and she helped him to become whatever he is. It's his job to take care of her now. He can always find another girlfriend, wife, whatever. So yeah, so I thought that was very interesting. There is a video. I'll have to find the link. I can link it after the thing. I'll link it in the description. I'll go back and link it. But yeah, there's a video, and it's talking about how women are, well, the whole point of it was the fact that the guy was speaking on this they're expendable. Thank you, Heather. That's the word. I think y'all can think of it. Yeah, they're expendable because the family, the mom, the dad, the parents are most important. So I had an adult student the other day. We were talking about family, and it asked the question, who is in your family? And she said, my mom, me, and my child. So apparently the husband was expendable in that case. She was taking care of her mom. She was working a good job. She took care of her mom, and her mom took care of her house. But I guess the husband, whoever the baby daddy was, I didn't ask. I'm not going to pry. But he was expendable, apparently. Well, that's true, Heather. But again, the family's more important. They can always find a wife somewhere else in another country if they need to. They can't find another mom. So, yeah, there's so many more males and not enough females, but they still see it as the mom as the most important. So, and the other way around is true too. If it was reversed, if it was the woman had to decide whether to save her father or her boyfriend, she would save her father. It's her job to take care of her father, especially if she's the only child. So it goes both ways on that. Family is more important than spouse, which I thought was very interesting. He was telling a story of a friend of his who, the man was an American, the wife was from China, and they were having a baby, and the wife wanted to bring her parents over for 6 months to help with the baby, right? After birth. So they brought him over for a 6-month visa. And after 6 months, they didn't go home. His wife never told him that she had applied for an extension or that he was sponsoring her family. And he said, no, I'm not. That's true. Heather, to provide another woman would be interested. Very true. That he's not sponsor. He said he didn't want to sponsor the family. She said, okay, well, it's either you sponsor my family or I leave and I go home. We're done. We're divorced. So, yeah, family is more important to them. You're good, Kelly. You can go. I'm actually fixing to hop off here. It's been like 50 minutes. Have a good day. So yeah, anyway, I thought that was very interesting. The whole video was interesting that I watched. Well, she didn't say killing, but yeah, kind of the same idea. You sponsor my family, you take care of my family, or else. And that was the ultimatum. So it's very interesting to see the way in which they think of things versus the way we do. Like, we think of, especially my generation, and especially younger than my generation, they think of their parents a lot of times as, if I need money, I'll just go get it from my parents. I've been guilty of that myself. If we're hurting for money, I will call my mom or I'll call my in-laws and ask for help. That would not even be thought of in China. You either provide for your family and your parents, or that's it, It's a totally different way of thinking. But it opened my eyes to the way they think. So, but anyway, not to get on such a serious note at the end of this, but I thought it was very interesting and it taught me a lot yesterday when I was watching it. So I'm going to hop off here as well. I have to, well, I got to shower because I need a shower. And I got to take the kids skating at 1. There's a homeschool group. Well, there's a lot of homeschool groups in our area. And the first and third, okay, go ahead and ask it while I talk about this for a second. The first and third Friday is homeschool skate. So, yeah, so I do homeschool. I take a kid, it took them 2 weeks ago. I'm going to take them today. They're not very good, but for $5, it's $5 per kid to skate. Manicam is, if you get just the basic version, is free. If you're wanting to do more than 2 feeds, then there's subscriptions you can choose. Personally, I paid for the lifetime. I did not want to pay yearly for it. I knew that even if I didn't use it by the time I bought it, I knew I wanted it. I knew I was going to use it and plan on using it for a while. Give me 1 second. I knew I was going to use it for a while. So I bought the lifetime. It was $100 at the time. I wrote it off on my taxes and I don't have to pay for it again. It bought me 2 subscriptions. So I can use it on my computer here and I can put it on my desktop, my laptop, or my son's desktop. It's worth it to me. It gives me multiple feeds. I have feeds that show different things already prepared. I can do feeds for rewards prepared. I think I get like 12 feeds. I have not used them all yet. I have one when I'm interviewing. I have this come up. Reversed on my screen, but that our interview begins shortly. I have a world map show up on mine that I have already prepared. I have a feed set up for my reward. I have a feed set up to show my students. I have a lot of things. Hi, Danny. Glad you came. Yeah. Yeah. If you update and restart your PC, yeah, I have the full version. I like that I can use it for however much or whatever I need to. I don't have to worry about buying it anytime. It's mine till eternity. And I can use it on multiple computers. Yeah, Danny, Heather was asking me about Manicam, so I was telling her for a minute how much it cost. Watch it go on sale though. Heather, don't jump into like right away. Like watch the lifetime if you want to do the lifetime. There is a discount with VIP Kid, but you have to make sure it's the one they have the discount on. I did not discount it. I actually I got it on sale for 100. It's like right at 100. Oh, yay, honor roll students. Yay, Danny. That's awesome. It's been worth it though. I like it. I like that I can just do something simple like this, and that's how I change up my background because I can't really change. I could have to buy a bunch of these to change it out, and I can't change that at all. So I like it. And like I said, I have multiple feeds set up. They're always set up. I have had to uninstall and reinstall it before, and it automatically saved everything, and it brought it all back and all my feeds back and everything. I bought my own version. Now, prior to that, I used a Tutor Group's version. They had paid for a subscription. And every time I had to uninstall, reinstall for whatever reason, it would delete all my feeds and all my rewards and everything. So it was definitely worth it to me. Yeah, you could green screen with it too. If you get the full version, you just have to have good lighting. I thought about green screening. I did not want to put extra lighting. Right now I have an overhead light and I have my computer is bright, so it is my lighting. And it turns out pretty good. I mean, it's got a little shadow, but not too bad. I haven't gotten any complaints about my lighting. Taught a partially handicapped student at VIP Kid today. Bless her little self. Issues with her speech, but she did pretty well. Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad she did well. That's interesting. You don't really get to find out if the kids are handicapped. There's such a stigma around handicap and all that over there. But anyway, yeah. So I didn't want to do lighting and have to have it perfect to do green screen. I tried a few times to figure it out, and it just wasn't working for me. I'm cool with the way I have mine. I'm also really close to the wall. That's a wall. Like it's like within reach. So, all right. Well, someone's throwing a fit because I told her I'd get off here and I haven't yet. So I'm going to hop off here. Do you want to come tell them goodbye? Yeah. Okay. She's going to come tell y'all goodbye. And then I'm going to go feed her because she hasn't eaten yet today. And again, she says she's not hungry. That's what she always says. That'll be why I haven't fed her yet.
Bye.
No, you can't. They can't see you there. Come here.
Wait.
Oh, there we go.
You're the one.
Who's still here? Danny is here. Marianne is here. Heather's here. Kelly, I think, still. Oh no, Kelly left. Kelly had to leave. Somebody else is still listening. I'm not sure who else. But you can tell them. Watch out! Don't shake the computer.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Zai-Jin.
Bye, Jen.
Say have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend.
Can you give him a heart? Give him a heart. Up high. Do the heart. Do your fingers. There we go. And heart. All right. Bye. Love y'all. See y'all soon. Talk to y'all next time. Bye.
Bye. Got a mask on my face.
This is so silly. I can't see the button. In the stream, yes. Excellent. Hold on. It's not done yet. It's leaving.